Hi everyone, so I always start my videos. This is just to start the video to explain to you what it is that I want to talk about. And what I want to talk about is a video that Tavians World of Reptiles put up today, and something that I'm very passionate about, and I think you all know, is building trust and having a very social snake in your life. And how do we do that? And his video was based on flooding our reptiles in a way, forcing them to accept us and become social. And where's the line? Where do we draw the line between having that happen or it not happening at all? When is it too much? When is it not enough? When do I pull away? When do I go in? I want you to know that every snake is different. So what I can apply to, and I'm going to be having Oscar in this video, what I apply with Oscar is completely different to what I do with Archie. Oscar's a little bit more fearful, not fearful, but he's just like, hang on a minute, okay, well, right, she's getting me out, and he goes a little bit, and then he's fine. Once he's in my hands, he's fine. Archie, on the other hand, I'm out of here. Give me your hand. Let me climb up on you. I'm coming, Mum. No issues with Archie. So they're all different. So does that mean I force myself on Archie or I force myself on Oscar? No, not at all. But you do need to handle them. I'll just give you some tips on how you can do that, possibly without causing too much fear to them or flooding them, as Tavian's reptile video was all about. Learned helplessness. Don't force your snakes. But at times you are going to do something that might send a bit of fear to them, or a lot of fear to them. Like I said, they're all different. Hello everybody. Yes, I have little Oscar here, and the reason why I have little Oscar here is because I wanted to talk, well, I do a little video in response. Hello darling. Did you just kind of notice me here? Did you? A little response to Tavians World of Reptiles, who's just done a really good video about flooding your reptiles or any animals. And to give you a brief idea of what I was actually talking about was over, to me it was overhandling, but not only just overhandling, but also in a lot of ways forcing your snakes to calm down and accept the fact that you're actually handling them. And I've got Oscar out as an example. I have got a video that I've done with Archie that I haven't put up, so that, well, in that video I didn't even mention this because it wasn't really up there in my brain to mention any of it. But every snake is very different in how they're going to respond to you being pretty much around them, handling them and doing things with them. And the point of Tavian's video and talking about it was that, are we breaking them rather than doing the right thing by them? And when I mean breaking them, I can relate that to having a horse in your life and you get it very young, which I have done, and working with that horse. And I believe the same with your snakes. But working with a horse, for example, you spend a lot of time on the ground with them before you get on their back. And I can relate that to snakes as well. And I've often mentioned to people, to get your snake very used to you is it's not just about handling them when you get them. It's about going into their enclosure and just moving that hide from that spot over to that spot and put the water bowl over there. Let them observe you in their space and see you as non-threatening. That doesn't mean you have to touch the snake, that you have to really even go anywhere near that snake. You can just go in there and use your voice and speak very calmly and let them know that it's you, because they will get to know you and your smell and everything about you if you start by doing that. Now, Archie willingly comes out of his enclosure, and he's a baby, and compared to Oscar, even though Oscar looks like a baby, and to me still is, but you know, he's coming up 18 months old, so whereas, you know, Archie is 6 months old, so there's a major difference. And yet Archie is just so much more accepting of wanting to be with me than say Oscar. But Oscar doesn't try and bite me. He doesn't. There is that initial response of moving away from me, but he doesn't. I don't see fear. You can have snakes that will show you a lot of fear, and to me that is definitely when they turn around and they start hissing and striking at you. That is real fear. And I'd like to make the suggestion of what's the line in forcing your snakes to do and accept you in their life. When are you stepping over the line and actually forcing them, flooding them, as the video was about? That's hard and can be hard. But if you see a snake that is extremely defensive, which is fear, always fear, grab a stick. Grab something other than your hand. Allow them to climb up onto that, which is something that they should be very used to, because I believe that all snakes should have something to climb on. It's not foreign to them, it's not different to them, it is very familiar. Allow them to climb onto that. You hold that stick. Don't hold the snake. Allow that snake to become curious about you and who you are. But this is after you've done some groundwork. Now, how long do you need to do that groundwork? Again, you know, with every snake, it's different. But as they get more comfortable in their homes, they'll start getting curious, and they'll start coming out, and they'll start looking at things and moving around their enclosure. And really, that is the time to start thinking about they're comfortable, they're feeling safe in their home, they're starting to explore, which tells you they are getting comfortable. Then the next step is they do have to start to get comfortable with you, because it is unavoidable that you will need to handle your snakes. There is no getting around that. Because we do need to get them out to clean out their enclosures. We do need to take them to the vet, and a vet will need to handle them. And trust me, a vet will really appreciate the fact that you have taken the time to socialize your snake. But a video that Tavian put up was about flooding your reptiles, forcing them to accept you and breaking their spirit. Most definitely that is something that nobody that really loves and cares about their animals of any sort would ever do, because that is only going to create more defensive behavior, more things that you don't want from your snake. But it is still important to socialize your snakes, because you do not want a big angry Oscar. And he will get a lot bigger than what he is now. And sometimes you are going to take the odd bite and accept the fact that there will be a time where you might get the odd bite. But that is just the snake telling you, I'm afraid. I'm really afraid. So find that different way to approach them by using a stick, offering them something else other than a physical part of you that they don't trust yet at all. And you're a bit of a goofy boy too, still really learning to hang on to me and weight himself and all the rest of it. And these are the sorts of things that build trust, is you recognizing, for like this little one, Oscar, he's still learning. Wait, don't fall. How do I grip this arm, this foreign thing that I don't climb? I climb my branches and I do all that brilliantly, but I'm learning how to do this with my human in my life, and I have to help him. I have to make sure that he's feeling safe and secure, and that's all a part of him trusting that I'm not going to let him fall. He's not going to get hurt by me. So I just wanted to do this video to let you know that it was talking about pushing ourselves and forcing our animals, our snakes, especially our snakes, to accept us and trust us, and that it isn't a good idea to do. To not overhandle your snakes. Most definitely don't handle them. And for people to understand, although I almost spat everywhere then, for people to understand, because I get asked, when is too much too much? You know, these little ones only get Oscar and Archie out a couple of times a week. That's enough. And I don't keep them out for a long period of time. Well, not holding them for a long period of time. You know, I'm a great believer in letting them do their own thing. So I will bring Oscar's climber out with him for him to crawl onto, to do what he likes. I'm still here. He still knows I'm here. He can crawl off it. He can go a certain distance. And he also knows that I'm going to pick him up and bring him back till he gets a big boy. And then he can have so much more freedom. But that's what we do with our kids too. That's what we do with little puppies and kittens. You know, we take our little puppies outside and watch them while they're out there to make sure that they're okay. I got you, dude. I really have got you, Oscar. We want to keep them safe. But as our dogs get older and get to know the yard and all the rest of it, we open up the back door and we let them run out and we let them have a play. We don't have to be standing there watching them. Well, that goes with your snakes as well. And I think when you start allowing them to have a little bit of freedom and you're not dictating every one of their moves when they're out, it's not flooding them or forcing them. But it develops that wonderful relationship between you and your snakes. So I agree with what Tavian was saying. Don't force yourself on them. you will do a lot of damage. So getting it right from the very start is so important, and how it will take much less time in the end to have that really happy social snake with you that will enjoy coming out, opening the door, and they're there, and they want to come out, or them coming to the door because they are saying, can I come out? And you know, a lot of mine do that now. That didn't happen overnight. Take your time. You've got plenty of time with them. But that doesn't mean don't ever do anything with them either. Hey, Oscar. Hey. So guys, I always say it's so important to take care of you so that you can take care of these. Take care of your family, your friends, and all the animals that you have in your life. Life's short, really. Enjoy every moment of it. Have fun. Ciao.